Hello. Let me post it here. Okay. Hello and welcome to the stream. I was reading your fight for who is first and who is first with the like. I don't know why you get so competitive in the first part of the stream, but hello and welcome to a new stream, dude. I need to tell you, I haven't slept a lot, which is not very good. Let me read you for a sec. Say cheese. Well, first of all, mijo and cheese. Hello, welcome. Um, say, oh yeah, the XP thing about YouTube is broken. And cheese, you say, I also was targeted by the system a few times. I didn't want to complain then because I'd get called out because I'm the one with little XP. What am I learning? Okay, so what are we going to do today? Because I said last stream I was going to in the weekend make the pause menu, and I didn't do anything. I'm gonna tell you what I did on my weekend. Basically, I just played Dofus with my brother, and I played Repo with some friends. That's everything that I did. And oh, I slept, but I didn't sleep at the time that I had to sleep. So my sleep is very messy right now. But what are we going to do today? Today we are going to do the pause menu, which is going to be very fast. I already know how I want it, and it's probably, well, we have the visual elements of the menu, so it's going to be super fast. I just have to link the stuff to make the settings menu appear, the pauses, setting the cursor unlocked again, and that's gonna be it. I don't think it's going to take more than an hour and a half. Yeah, at the very most. Then let me show you the other stuff, because yeah, here, and let me put my camera like this. So now, pause menu. That's gonna take us an hour and a half. I don't think it's gonna be more than that. Then Nick said, yeah, feedback from Nick. So Nick said on a previous stream that when you kill a bunch of enemies, you like the game deafens you a little bit. And I think it's because when you overlap a lot of sounds, yeah, when you overlap a lot of sounds, it kind of like breaks the waves, make it sound like super saturated, like it's yeah, it gets like broken. So I have a couple solutions for that. I'm not going to get into those until we get there, and I don't know how long what that will take, but I don't think it's gonna take that long either. Also, one thing that I thought I had fixed before, or I thought it was working before, is making basically the projectiles have their particles, right? So when the projectiles hit something or whatever, their particles are staying there and they are not disabling to be able to be used again on the pulling system that we have. So I need to fix that. If we are able to do that today, I'm more than accomplished, or my task today is um it was a success basically. After that, I have something to do with animation. I basically want to rework the way I do animations because it's very um I basically have to hard code a lot of stuff, and the problem is not that because in animations it's good to have a lot of control, but the thing is it could be better organized so it could scale better, you know. So yeah, maybe we're gonna get into that. If we get into that, I don't think we're gonna be finishing that system today or that refactor today. But yeah, that's gonna be today. He learning? Don't do that. It's hard to learn from me. Yeah, I'm not trying to learn from your sleep schedule, mijo. I don't take pride in not sleeping. It's just that I can't sometimes. And Cheesy say, all right, meanwhile, I'm going to do maths because surely there is no better time for this. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. And what math or what are you learning right now? What's the subject that you have been assigned? And Mijo always say the sounds. Crutch a recording for me once. Really funny. Well, I guess. Um, well, it could be funny, but we don't want that in the final version, so we need to fix that. And that one guy is like, bro, I got Discord notification in school, and everyone looked at me. Oh my god. Well, hello, that one guy. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Um, I hope it's not interrupting your school time. Okay, so first part, we're gonna be super quick with this. We just need resume or however you pronounce that, resume settings and quit. That's all. So let's get into here and let's go into managers, UI manager, because I have all things UI related here. Now I'm just going to disable this, the settings menu, and I'm going to enable the pause menu. So for the pause menu, remember that we just duplicated the settings menu, and now I'm going to like basically steal the same styling for the settings menu for the pause menu. So in here, these three buttons are going to be different though. So let's start. Let's first start centering them. So every single one of these buttons is going to be centered. Now we want to a little bit of a like padding or a distance between the buttons. So we're gonna start with the first button, or sorry, the button in the middle. It's gonna be in the center of the screen. So we're just gonna do, well, let's center this. Let's do center. I'm gonna put the anchor to the center, and I'm just going to do 0. So that's the center of our screen. Now, if we grab the other two and let's put this to the center, we can just go 0 with those two. But the one that goes up, it's gonna be, well, the height of the button, which is 96 plus 10 of padding. I think that is okay. We are going to be tweaking that if we need more. And this is going to be the inverse, so minus 106. That should give us the same padding or the same distance. You say functions slot. What? Well, you have a lot of currency, and since it's the beginning of the week, I'm gonna be a little generous, and I'm gonna give you some stars. Oh, and by the way, I haven't checked if well, that one guy said that the Discord notification worked for him, so I guess it is working. Okay, now let me open this here. Okay. Oh, you lost as the slots. Yeah, that's a valid reaction for losing at slots. Okay. So now these buttons here are not the audio graphics in keep mapping. These are gonna be for tab. Well, is this a tab button really? No. This is gonna be mm, just button resume or resume. I don't know. Really, is it resume or resume? For the first one or the second one? Resume. Because resume is, I guess, something more like a curriculum or something that you present when you're getting a job or something. Okay, so in here we have button resume or resume, and I'm just gonna change the text. Second one is a type of document. Okay, yeah, the first one, the second one is yeah for getting job. Okay, okay, okay. So resume and here let's change this to resume text. Just it's better if we have everything with the correct names, even though we're not going to have a lot going on here. So this is button um, settings. Settings here. I'm gonna have this very simple. This is gonna be super simple. It's gonna have a lot going on. And let me just change this here. It's just so you have. It's just so you have like an in between uh, before going to the settings. Because for example, you could just want to pause the game and not necessarily want to see every single setting. So I'm just gonna make it like other games do, and just have that before the settings. So here, settings, tab button, and this is the only one left. So this is for quitting the game. Button quit. And we don't have a main menu, so I'm not going to put a main menu button. I'm just gonna have a quit, which is going to like just quit the application. So we don't want the second one. Yeah, we don't want the resume. We just want the resume. And Mijo say segundo. Yeah, the second one. Yeah, we don't want it. Okay, so here key mapping. This is gonna be quit text, and we're just going to put quit in here. So that's our settings menu, or sorry, our pause menu. And the difference, I'm gonna make it a little bit different than the other one, just with a little change, which is going to be basically having less opacity here. So let's see, let's say 200, 200, so you can still like see what's happening when you unpause. So it's a little bit less opaque than the settings menu. Now, probably if you're on the settings menu, you're probably going to want to just press escape to get out of it. So, um, yeah, we're gonna have to handle that inside, and I'm gonna make it just a little bit more opaque, just so there's more contrast for us to read what the buttons say. I think that's fine. That's fine. Let's do 225 actually, like that. And yeah, I think that's fine. I gotta escape my problems. That's very true. So now I'm just gonna do in probably I could have like a script for the pause menu too. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Here where we have UI menus, I'm just going to create another script, which is gonna be scripting, mono behavior script, and I'm just gonna call it pause menu. So in here, we just want to mainly control the the buttons, nothing too complicated. Jeez, you say so true. Why we still don't have a single XP? I'm cursed. Yeah, the YouTube thing about like experience system doesn't really work very well. And by Banana Man. Okay, so here we just want three buttons. It's gonna be serialized, field, private, button, and I'm going to need the using Unity engine.ui. This first button is gonna be for resume button. I'm gonna have another one that's gonna be serialized field, private button, settings button. And the last one, I'm just going to copy paste and change the name. It's going to be for quit button. Now, let's give this thing's functionality. So I'm going to do void start. On start, I want to basically assign what are they going to do when you click them. So I'm going to add some listeners. But first, let's make the functions for all of those things. So I'm going to create private, void, resume button, so we can handle multiple stuff going on in here. I'm gonna create private void a settings button, which is probably just going to open the settings button and close this one. And the last one is for quitting, private void quit uh, quit button. So in here, and I when I first started making like doing things with Unity, I just made I went to the button component and assigned the on value changed or on click event manually. But I think it's way easier to just do it in here. I didn't know how to do it. That's one way, or at least one reason why I didn't do it this way now, or back then. But yeah, it's way easier to just do this here. Resume button, for example. I'm just gonna grab the on click add listener, and it's the same as you having to do it manually. So you can check where you're doing that stuff or that assignment in code. So here I just want to do well this thing, and I'm gonna call resume button. For the settings button, I'm gonna call on click. I'm gonna add a listener to when that event happens. And here I just want to call settings button, and the same thing for the quit button. So quit button on click, add listener, and I'm just gonna call that function here quit button. No, YouTube algorithm is cursed. Yeah, the whole algorithm is cursed. And Miho say I've been suggested Romans videos a couple of times on my front page. Not that cursed. I think there was like a lot of channels that had problems with like views, like big channels. I'm talking big channels that took like a very big hit to their channel views. I think Linus Tech Tips was talking about that, like some basically their videos or their video views dropped like I don't know 10%, 20%, like just in a matter of a week with the new changes that were introduced by YouTube. I don't know what's happening there. I don't know what's happening there, but if it all crumbles, I don't know what's gonna happen. But we have the games at least, and we have the Discord, so we're good. We're good. And me always say there's been big drops. Yeah, very big drops. That's the one I know about, like Linus. But there's hundreds of channels that have been affected. And like big channels, because you can tell when they're big, like you can really tell when there's a drop. And cool guy is here, says yo, hello Roman, what's up cool guy, welcome to the stream, how is it going? Minecraft drops? No, I wish it was Minecraft drops. Okay, so here that one guy say hello, I'm back, it's lunchtime right now. Well, welcome back that one guy. Hello, welcome back. Okay, so here. Oh, and by the way, if since you just came back, we're just doing the pause menu. Gonna be this very simple thing, and yeah, after that we're gonna move on to fixing some stuff with the audio. Just when you kill an enemy, for example, or you kill multiple enemies at the same time, the audio gets like saturated and like completely breaks. So we're gonna fix that later. And that one guy say I have this school only on Mondays, so I will be back Tuesday and Fridays. Well, it's alright. Whenever you can join, I'm gonna. Well, we're gonna gladly have you. Um, so yeah, here, what do we want to do for the resume button? We probably want to say, well, I'm going to make sure the time scale is set to 1 if I say resume, because probably if I call this, if I press pause, probably I'm gonna pause the time scale. So I'm gonna put time scale to 1, and I'm going to say, well, since this pause menu script is gonna be on the pause menu or the pause, yeah, the pause menu itself, I just can do transform that or just game update set active false. I think that's gonna work. And cool guy say you can only choose one, Unity or Unreal. I'm gonna choose Unity. 100%. I'm choosing Unity. Yeah, you're in the Unity club. Yeah. So what would you pick, cool guy? Would you go for Unreal or Unity yourself? And Steve, you say only Tally uses Godot, I think. Well, that one guy uses not Unity, not Unreal, not Godot. Just he's using like render stuff. Metal it's using. And Lego Tanker says hi. What's up, Lego Tanker? Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Okay, so that's for our resume button. Now for the settings button, we just want to do 2 things. So it's going to be having a reference here to and I'm going to put a header here. Even though we don't have a lot of stuff, it's okay to keep them organized anyway. So references, and here I just want to have a reference to field serialize field private game object, and that's for the settings menu. So settings menu, like that. Okay, so since we have a reference here, I'm just gonna do settings menu, not settings button. Settings menu dot set active equals true, and I'm going to disable this menu, so it's going to be game object dot set active false. And for the quit button, it's very simple. We just want to do application dot quit, and that's going to be everything. Now we can't test the fix or sorry the quit button now because we're on Unity. We would need to make a build to try that. So we're gonna make a build just to try the buttons. But first we need to assign the references in the inspector. And Chichi say, yeah, Blender is also really good. I'm trying to convince my IT teacher to learn the class, some Blender at the end of the year. Yeah, it would be cool. It would be cool. And Lego Tanker says, so what are you making in here? I mean, what does this code do? Let me show you. This code is for this settings menu, which is very simple setting menu. But what I'm doing here is basically doing this magic game here, which in which you're this little guy and you press control to make this menu show up. And here you can see like arrow combinations for selecting multiple spells. So for example, if I do up, left, up, I'm gonna get a fire spell. And there are enemies in the game which you can go in here. Or well, the basic objective of the game is gonna be getting to this zones in here, and there are going to be some enemies appearing, which you will have to beat. And they have like different elements and stuff, so you need to use your spells as best as you can to defeat them quickly and don't get yourself defeated. So yeah, that's it. Once you defeat the area, you can just or you can just hit the score, which is getting me an error. Okay, there's an error, but the thing is, when you defeat a zone, another zone will appear, so you need to go there. That's it. Oh, stream avatars are broken. Let me fix them. Here. I think now it should be good. Um, yeah, let me read you. Let me read you. And Mijo is a daily stream avatar complaining is here. Yeah. So it gets broken a lot. And yeah, Blender can be used as a game engine. They have like their own. I don't know if you have used Blender, but there is a tab there that is that says scripting, and you can like do behavior in there. So yeah, very cool. Yeah, I haven't seen any game made in Blender, to be honest. But I know you can code there. This dang the game changed a lot. Yeah, there are a lot of enemies. Mm, yeah, I'm not sure if you can make games on Blender, but I would guess so. I guess so. Uh, and Lego Tanker, you say that is a lot because you're solo, and this game's pretty cool. Well, yeah, it is a lot, but well, it's we're getting somewhere, and we're getting a lot of progress, so I think it's okay. And why did this throw me any errors? Get opposite. Okay, I think I have a big problem with this script where I go to this definition whenever I do anything with it. Like there's no underlying problem. It's just that sometimes it's just I don't know, super funky. Just want to throw errors for some reason. So yeah, we can. I'm just going to avoid that for now. I'm just going to avoid that for now, and let's continue making the pause menu. So here I'm just going to go and assign whatever I need. So this pause menu, if you see here in the right, I don't really need this component. So I'm gonna remove the component, and well, if you're on vertical, you probably won't see what I'm doing right now. So switch to horizontal. It's way better. And yeah, so now I'm going to go in here and just drop the pause menu. And oh, this seems pretty cool. Lego Tanker, you say, yeah, and why is no one watching this stream? I thought it had at least 10 people. Yeah, there are people in here. If I show the, well, I don't know why the overlay is not showing, but the other people are in the horizontal stream because you are probably on the vertical stream, which, well, some people are there, but the majority of people just join horizontal because you get a avatar when you join, and also you can see everything that I'm doing with a better layout. So feel free to join that. And Lego Tanker, you say, anyways, I gotta go. See ya. Okay, thank you for joining, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. And no frog enemy, no frog enemy yet. Because I have it here. Let me see. Frog enemy. Because I really want to add a frog enemy, and here is your comment: add a frog enemy that will grow a minigun on both of its eyes to kill. So yeah, I have that in there. I haven't forgotten. It's on the feedback tab. I just need to get these things done first, and once I finish every single task in here from to do and doing, I'm going to well create more tasks to make the game advance further, and also implement some more feedback. Yeah, the comment is still there. Okay. So here, let's see. I'm gonna assign the resume button, the settings button, the quit button, and the settings menu. So the settings menu is here. Now, what we need is probably we can have the trigger of the pause on the game manager probably. Like that's the same thing that I do always, since I don't want to have it like, well, it makes sense to be that it's there, or at least it makes sense for me. Well, another thing is, well, let's first get into the game manager, and let's do the pausing. So here, game manager, and it's gonna be yeah, in here. So on update, I'm just gonna do if, and I'll have to have a reference. So here, I'll just do serialize. Well, I could probably just have it on UI, but since it's like something that I don't know, I've always thought about the pause menu being more like related to the gameplay. Like, what is the player doing? The player currently has the game paused, so it's like a game state. So I always put my pause menus or the trigger to enable the pause menu in my game manager. So yeah, I'm gonna have it here. Serialized field private pause menu is gonna be a game object. Game object pause menu, and it's gonna be like this. I don't want anyone else to have a reference to this or be able to access this, so it's just for this script. Now here, if input dot get key down, oh, for version 0.3 probably, I'm gonna have to like change the old system for input to the new one, and say nice idea. And cool guy, you say I gotta go, fellas. Sorry, no problem. Cool guy is what. It was a pleasure to have you here, and I'll see you next time you can join. So bye bye. Take care. Um. Okay, so here input get key down, and I'm gonna press key code key, or I'm gonna write key code that escape. Right. So what I want to do in here is basically, well, I'm just going to do a switch in here, right? Yeah, the if pause menu, because I could do something like this. If I'm just gonna do pause menu that set active equals the opposite of the pause menu dot active self, and that would make it like a toggle. That's a toggle, but I still need to know well, if the what's the time scale. So I'm gonna do another thing in here, which is gonna be just well, time that time scale is gonna be what? Basically, I'm just gonna do time scale, or time dot time scale equals 0. If it equals 0, I'm gonna say, well, then make it 1. Otherwise, make it 0. So yeah, that's gonna like be a toggle for our time scale, and we would have to take into consideration if we have this, but because here when you press B, you can have like a slow mo, basically, which is controlled by time scale. But if you get into the pause menu, I'm just gonna make that's gonna just go away. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so now that we have that, let's go into the pause menu again, and I think that's good. Let's try it. Let's try it. So let's go into the game manager in here, and we will have a slot for the pause menu, which we're just going to drag in here. So now, if we press play, And Nepal is here, says, hey everyone, what's up, Nepal? Welcome to the stream. How is it going? How did your weekend go? How did it go? So now if I press escape, we get this, and it's not pausing. The time scale. Well, this isn't what I expected. Because I can't move. In here, I can't really move if I pause. But I can still move my camera, which is weird. And I have an argument exception. Yeah, this thing all the time. I have to take care of this. I have to take care of this, but this error keeps popping up and popping up and popping up. So I'm just gonna leave it there because I'm probably gonna find it again to register the error. And Nepo, you say long story. Well, messed up my Skyrim build. Well, it's easy to do on Skyrim, to be honest. But can't you like try and like skill up the other things that you need anyway? Okay, so here game. Let's just try it once again. Okay, yeah. So the camera orbit is what we need to like pause. Because it doesn't seem to be related to time scale, or it's like time scale independent. So what if we go there and see what's happening on there? Because this is the script for camera orbit, and I thought this would just completely stop if the time scale was 0. Let me go into the game manager, and here I'm gonna do debug.log. I'm gonna do time scale. So I just want to see what the value is. Time scale. Let's save and let's play. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if I press here. Yeah, the time scale is set to 0, and I resume is set to 1 again. And I'm gonna just disable the. Well, it works, but well, first things first, it works. So that's good. Now, let's go into graphics, and I'm going to disable the motion blur because I know some people really struggle with the motion blur. So, oh yeah, if I if I open the settings, I can't close them from the menu, or I can't close it um from the game itself. I need to do it in the inspector. Yeah, but okay, so time scale is set to 1. No problem there. And what about the audio? Why don't I have audio? Let's do master volume to 80. Even though we don't have music, I'm going to put everything towards 80. Okay, that's okay. Let's do 62. 62 for everything. So I think that's the default, really. I was wondering why I didn't have any audio, and that's just because I. Okay, why is the timescale set to? There's very weird stuff happening. Okay, now we have some audio. I don't know if this is the correct like scale, the normal scale, but there is some audio, and I was wondering why we didn't have any, and it's just because I forgot to to set this to its normal value. Resume. Okay. I think that the volume is a little bit low, but it's all right. It's all right. At least we know the settings are loading. So now that we have that, I just have to make that you can. Well, yeah. The thing about the camera orbit. Let's tackle the camera orbit. I'm just gonna tell the camera orbit that it can like do something. So if here, I'm just going to communicate with the camera orbit script. Here, game manager, I'm gonna have, apart from the post menu, I'll have serialized field, private camera orbit script, and it's gonna be camera orbit script. And in here, I'm just gonna tell it if well, I can just pause the time scale, right? So yeah, I'm just going to pause or pause the time scale. Let's go to camera orbit, and in here I'm just gonna have something that's called public void check for pause, and it's basically going to change a variable, which is going to be here somewhere. Well, screen check. It's going to be like a hidden one. So it's going to be bool um, game pause, and the game pause is going to be equal to false. And here, what I want to do is do this: if time scale is more than 0, I'm gonna make this is or game pause is gonna be equal to true. So I could just do this. Game pause equals time scale is more than 0. And yeah, if it's more than 0, it's actually going to be the opposite of that, right? Because if it's paused, we have the time scale at 0. So yeah, let's do that, and I think we can simplify this just making it this way, like this. So now I just have to do check for pause in here. I'm gonna grab the camera orbit script, check for, I'm gonna ask it to do a check for pause. And also on the camera orbit script, I have to like do something with that variable. So yeah, that's for camera shake timer. That's for camera shake time. Disable awake. It's probably gonna be on late updates. I'm just gonna do here if game paused is true, I'm just gonna return, you know? So let's see how it works now. No, it still does it. Oh yeah, because I haven't assigned it. So let's go into the game manager and let's find the camera orbit script. Is probably gonna be on the virtual camera 1. Yeah, that's it. So let's press play. And there's an argument exception where this thing, dude, I'm so sick and tired of this. I don't know why. I don't know why it works like that. Yeah, let's see. Okay, no errors. If I pause, and it's gonna be like completely paused in here. Okay, that's good. Now we still need to do some stuff. just at the beginning of the game in here on probably so you made it your fault. It's my fault. It's my fault that this doesn't work. But I thought this would work. Like I don't know why it doesn't work. It's like when I comment something and I compile it again, it works. Then I after a certain amount of time, it breaks again, and I just have to comment a line and save it. It's very weird, very weird. But I think I'm just going to change the whole way I do the opposite element checking, and I'm gonna turn it into a scriptable object or something. Yeah, classic Unity. Well, I would say classic Unity because there are some other stuff that happens with Unity that is like that. Basically, you have to like restart Unity to fix it or something. But this one is new. I this is not like your common Unity mistake or your common Unity error. This is something I haven't found in all the years that I have used this wonderful program. So let's yeah, let's just put that away. Yeah, so the thing is now if I go to UI manager, where is this? Here. Yeah, so you remember I made this line go away. I'm basically not going to have this line anymore. This line had it was for locking the state or do the cursor that lock state. So what I'll do is basically in here, you're gonna do cursor dot locked. I'm gonna do it this way. So I'm just gonna cut. It's no longer there. It's gonna be on the pause menu. So when you resume and when you press the resume button, this is gonna lock again here. And on the game manager, I'm gonna do. Mm, well, if I press escape, and then I'm going to check here after if the pause menu active self, if it's not enabled, or no, if it's enabled, here active self, yeah, if it's enabled, I want to do something. So that something is basically doing a cursor that dot log state equals cursor lock mode, and it's gonna be well, I could do confined, or none. Because confined is going to at least like keep it in the game, and yeah, let's do confined, and if we don't like it, I'm gonna just put it to none. Let's do this here. And also, before we try this, because I know we're gonna have some problems with the settings menu, let's bring the settings menu script in here. So, or open it at least. Where is it? It's here. So what I want to change in here, I'm gonna add another script on the references, and I'm gonna call this, well, serialized field first of all, private, and I need the game object of uh, the pause menu. So I'm gonna have a reference to the pause menu there. And what do I want to do with that reference? I just want to basically, when this is opened, uh, yeah, if this is open, I'm gonna have it on update somewhere on update. Load settings. Yeah, so this is start. This is all like start behavior. Set quality setting. That's so like on triggers. So I don't have an update. Let's do an update somewhere here. Void update, and here, or I could do just, well, I could do fixed update. No, I don't really need to do that. No, because I need to place inputs in here. So I'm just going to do these updates here. And it's gonna be basically this is gonna be the settings menu is gonna be open in here. So I'm just gonna do if the input of what's the input that we're gonna get key down. Key code is key code escape. I want to do something, and that something is just two things: is making the pause menu that set active true, and also mm, making this game object that set active false. So disabling this menu. And I think I would have to like do all the pausing and all the stuff, all the other stuff in here, um, related to like putting the time scale again, or basically the same thing that I'm doing on the game manager. So I think maybe what I could do is having an on enable. Um, yeah, basically doing something on enable. So whenever I open the pause menu, uh, the game manager or the settings menu are going to be in charge of opening it, but the pause menu itself is going to be in charge of putting the time scale to what it needs to be. Yeah, in camera orbit, check for pause. Yeah, I think that's fair. That's fair. So here I'm just gonna do the function or the functionality to open and close the pause menu. And well, another thing that I need to check is basically if I have the settings menu open, this needs to change. So let's first do let's go into the pause menu, and here um when I do well, it's not on start. I need to do a void on enable when I enable this pause menu. I want to do well. Basically, I'm gonna put the time scale that time scale equals to 1, or no, sorry, 0. I'm gonna have here reference to serialized field private camera orbit script, which I will no longer need from the game manager, but I will need another thing here on the game manager, which is going to be private game object settings menu. Just because I need to check that this is not open while I'm trying to like do the escape. Um, so how would this be? How would this be? Because first, if the settings menu is not open, yeah, if it's gonna be a check here. If the settings menu that active self equals false. So if that's not opened, then I want to basically do this thing here. If that and the I do the key code dot space or escape here. That's it. I press save, and that should be our logic here. Just everything else is going to be either on the settings menu or the pause menu. And yeah, here I do the check for pause active, cursor lock state. Yeah, when I open the menu, I'm gonna do cursor lock state is gonna be, well, not confined. It's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be confined because it's enabled. Yeah, that's good. Now, um, I'm gonna do only the opening in here because I thought maybe, well, I could do it on disable too. Void on disable is basically going to do the restroom button. So void on disable. I'm basically going to do restroom button. Because the restroom button holds all the other functionality for making this basically like taking it back to normal. So yeah, that should work. Camera orbit, yeah, that should work. UI manager. Yeah, so what would I need to do now? I think I just have to assign the some things on the pause menu and on the settings menu. And Brandon DEX or D3X says, hello, what's up, Brandon? Welcome to the stream. How is it going? Um, Say, what's up? Nothing much, nothing much. I'm just working on the settings menu for the game here that I'm making. And I think you're the first time joining here the stream, so let me show you what I'm working on. And yeah, I just have to assign a couple of stuff. Let me see so I can show you. And here is gonna be the camera orbit. Yeah, that's it. So when I press play, I was just doing oh, I forgot to assign something also in here settings menu. Yeah, so now another thing is if I press escape, I have a settings menu for this game I'm working on, and well, there is a big problem here. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you the other stuff that this game has, which is basically you're this silly little guy in here, and what you need to do is press Control and then an arrow combination. So for example, up, left, left, and up is gonna get you some fire spells, which you can just cast. And the objective for this game is getting to these zones that you see in here, where some enemies are going to appear. So when you get in there, they are going to start spawning, and what you need to do is basically beat them until there's no more of them, and that will allow you to like go to the next wave. So here, yeah. So that's it. And I was just working on the settings menu because there's currently like no pause and there were no settings, so it's probably good that we have some of those, so we can like change the graphics or whatever for your computer to be able to run it completely. And then you just destroy the core and another stone will appear, and that's the game now. So now, yeah, we have the settings, and the problem now is that there is something wrong in here, and I don't know what is it, but the camera is like paused. It doesn't follow the player. And Cheese, you say, I just realized that the fact that Roman shows what he's doing to every new person is genius. Brandon say, well, that's cool. Well, I'm glad you find it cool. And you say, I gotta go now. Sorry, no worries. Completely okay. See you next time if you are joining. So bye-bye, Brandon. And Cheese, you say, if someone talks directly to you, it wouldn't feel moral to just leave, wouldn't it? I'm a manipulator, but okay, I didn't think about that, but it does make sense. It does make sense. I just thought if you're like uh writing on a chat, basically you're like showing up to the streamer or whoever is there, well, whatever that you're interested, or that you're just curious, why not like directly answer? It's not like I'm a big streamer. It's not like I can't read you. I can't read you, so I just answer. And Brandon, you say, see ya. See ya, Brandon. Bye bye. Okay, so you say, cheese. Wow, I love how making a pause menu is easy. Yeah, super easy. Uh, so I think it's probably the problem is where the undisable probably is not getting called, because I don't think it's getting called. Let's see. Debug that log resume button. Just wanna see. And Cheese, you say, all right, I also have to go. No worries, Cheese. It was a pleasure to have you here, and see you next time. Bye bye. Take care. And Nepo will say, Roman is MVP. Thanks, Nepo. I appreciate it. And Miho will say, it's important to have a personal connection with every chatter, get them hooked. Um, yeah, like I think, why not? Like I'm here to just share what I'm doing. Why not like just chat? And I think it was like when the first persons that like ever watched my first streams like said, I thought you weren't going to answer me. Like I think we are like as people that watch streams are like used to not getting answers, which is I don't know. Well, it makes sense when it's like big streamers, but like we are very small community here. Okay, so what were the errors that we were getting? Let me see if I can just get this to work again. Okay, and it got called. Oh, I also need to go in here, and basically before disabling this, I need to call the camera orbit script, and tell it to check for pause, so it doesn't get like locked in there. Okay, so now I pause, I open the settings menu, and when I open the settings menu, well, since it, yeah, it makes sense. Since it closed, since it closed the pause menu, this thing is gonna get called. But I'm gonna say if settings menu, or settings, no, settings menu active self is false, I'm gonna call this. Otherwise, I won't. So I think that should do it. So I do here. It's gonna be paused. Here I can do whatever. Then I press escape again and resume, and it's all right. I think that's good. No errors popping up or anything. If I press setting, yeah, it opens this. If I press resume, it's okay. I can press escape again. Completely okay. And quit is not going to work right now. So let's do a build. Let's first save, and let's do a build. And I think that should be our pause menu. I said it was gonna take an hour to an hour and a half, and okay, the build failed. And so far we've been here for an hour and 6 minutes, so I was spot on with how long it would take to make this, or to have this finished. Yeah, I didn't add this. The only problem that I always have with making builds is mainly just VS Code adding libraries for me, which I don't need and which are creating errors in build. So let me try to do another build. Good day, everyone. Say, me hold to cheese. I'll have a good 32 minutes. Thank you. Thank you too. What about 32 minutes? Like, what time is it in India? Just like I started your 10 and a half, so it's probably gonna be 11 and a half. Yeah, I didn't understand what you said with 32 minutes, Mijo. Okay, here let's try it out again. Oh, first thing I need to fix is well, quit works. That's good. Quit works. So um, yeah, that's good. Now on Game Manager, the first thing that I want to do is, do I have a start? Yeah, I do have a start. So I'm just gonna do cursor mode. No, cursor or cursor lock mode equals, how was I doing it before? Yeah, cursor.log state. That's it. Cursor.log state equals cursor log mode dot locked. So the game needs to start that way. So you have your cursor locked at the beginning, and the only places that it's gonna go away, basically, it's when you have a menu showing up. And me always say Monday will end in 26 minutes. Oh, okay. Yeah, good. 26 minutes then. Have a good 26 minutes. Okay, so here it's gonna start locked. Let's see. Or volume is all right. I really like the motion blur. I know it's. I don't know if you can tell, but the motion blur adds a lot to the game. I don't know. Um, Nick doesn't really like it, but I love it. Here, if I go to graphics, but it seems to be disabled, so maybe I forgot how to, or I didn't load it correctly, because I had some motion blur. Anyway, yeah, this is no motion blur. I can tell this is no motion blur, but with the motion blur here, at least I can tell. It's very. It feels like smoother. For some reason, motion blur seems to make the game feel smoother, or at least visually, it makes it look smoother. And Tally, you say, I'm just passing by, but hi anyway, and goodbye. Well, thank you for passing by and saying hi and goodbye, Tally, and see you next time when you have more time. Bye bye. The motion blur done right looks good. Yeah, I agree. Well, you still have the option to like disable it and whatever. But I don't know. It makes the game look a little bit more dynamic, like a camera were like really following you or something. Um, okay, that's good. Now let's quit. And yeah, so the settings menu was working. The resume button was working. I think that's all. That's all for the pause menu. So let's go into Notion. And here we just want to have a little bit of a comment for this. So what is this? Is pause menu. And here simple pause menu that allows you to navigate to the settings menu, and um I think maybe, let me see, because here when I do settings menu, I'm doing a lot of the initialization on start, and this doesn't really start. um yeah, this doesn't really start enabled. So I think what I could do is, instead of having this on start, or no, I'm gonna keep this on start, but what I'll do first is after I do the initialization of whatever stuff, I'm just gonna call game object data set active equals false, and in here on here I'll just have do I have anything on start on the pause menu? Yeah, so I'm gonna do the same thing here. It's gonna be game object that set active false. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is here on managers, I'm gonna have on UI manager, settings menu, and pause menu are gonna be enabled. And if I press play, let's go to settings, graphics. Yeah, and motion blur, I'm gonna disable it. And I just wanna see if it remains uh, with the toggle off. Yeah, and do I have motion blur? I don't think I have motion blur now. So I think that was the problem. The start wasn't getting called when it needed to. And Miho always say, I'm working on giving a UI application a CLI, and it's an experience. I forgot what a CLI is. A client interface? Is that a CLI? And what problem are your command line interface? Because I mix up the CMD. CMD, I think it's command line interface or CLI. Am I mixing up stuff? Let me. I'm so confused. And the code guy is here. Says hi. What's up, the code guy? Welcome to the stream. How is it going? And Miho is like, yeah. So what are you struggling with right now, or what is it that makes it such an experience? Okay, now that we have this, let's go in here, and I'm just gonna do here pause menu, a simple pause menu that allows you to navigate to the settings menu, and pause the game. That's it. So commit 8 files to main. Let's push to origin. And since you just joined the code guy, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a recap of what I'm doing here. This is basically just having a pause menu, which it just has the resume setting and quit button, and you can just press setting to get to the settings menu that we did the other day. You can go back and back here to just play again, but we needed to have a pause menu. That's it. And here, what am I getting error? This error is in here. Yeah, the same error as always. And Miho is say, looking back at the mistakes I did and fixing them so that I can make this app have 2 modes. So you're like on the bug fixing stage right now, or in a, at least not stage, but in your bug fixing mode right now for a while? Because yeah, after doing a lot of stuff, you go into fixing or refactoring for a little while. And also, what 2 modes do you have for your app or for the app? And what's next? Let's see. So here, pause menu, we are no longer doing. We have done this pause menu. So here, this is the next thing. It's basically when you kill a bunch of enemies at once, it deafens you. So that's because I played the same sound effect with the same pitch at the same time multiple times. There are multiple ways to fix this, and here I wrote some that I thought about that could make us solve this. But first, let me read you, Mijo. You say the UI was there, but it's not remotely accessible code. So I'm reworking it. Okay. But you did know. Well, did you know beforehand that you would need to expose the stuff to make a CLI, or no? Because sometimes you like make stuff um which you don't know you will need to expose, and then later it's a little bit of hassle. You say so that everything can be separately referenced and it doesn't try to refresh some graphical list an error when you're using the command line. Okay, okay, okay. Uh, okay, add a sound cooldown so the waves don't overlap. Maybe put sounds that yeah, those are the things that I thought about I could have in here. It's just add a sound cooldown so the waves of the sound don't overlap. That's a possible solution. Then maybe put sounds that couldn't be played in a queue. So when you don't play a sound, you make them play in a with a little bit of a delay. So maybe you can have like three sounds on queue that are going to play after. So immediately after, uh, just with a little bit of a delay. So nothing. Uh, so they don't count immediately right next to each other. Then individual entity cooldown. So each entity will have a cooldown on their own, which will make them basically not able to play a sound again unless a certain um, time has passed. And I'm inclined to just add this first two, and if we ever need it, we are gonna add this third one. So I think I'm gonna go into the audio manager and I'll need to like put some comments there so I can start doing that. And we always say make a sound list that keeps track of the amount of sounds and kills old sounds. Is there so many? No, rather than killing old sounds, I'm just gonna put certain amount of sounds in queue. So, for example, there are three enemies that are going to try to play the hit sound at the same time. So instead, what I'll do is when the first one comes out, I'm going to immediately play it. But if they're and I'm going to have a cooldown happen. If the if another hit comes to be played again and the cooldown hasn't passed, I'm just going to add that audio clip to a list of unplayed or yet to be played sounds. So after the cooldown, it's gonna play it, and I think that's gonna give us like a little bit of a delay uh, among the same sound effect. So that's what I thought. Um, let's see how I do it. Let's see how I do it because we could do this in multiple ways actually. So let me see what I can think about. Let's first go into the audio manager because where that's where I will take care of all audio related stuff, not only sound effects but also music in case that we added and we're gonna add it, but not now. So yeah, we have our audio channels in here, we have our audio effects in here, and we can also pass some audio clips. Now, the thing is, um, let's first have some comments somewhere that's like readable for us. I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna first clean the script from anything that we don't need. So here, we don't need this. No, don't need this. Okay. And start. Yeah, that's for loading and saving. Mm, yeah, I don't think we'll need this anyway because the way that I was doing it before, it needed to have like a reference to the sound stat or the volume of the sound effect and the volume of whatever. But now we just have them controlled by the audio mixer, so that's way cleaner. Okay. So now, when I do play music, well, I'm not going to touch the play music. I just wanna change what happens on play sound effect, and yeah, there are two different play sound effect functions, or well, it's the same function but with different parameters. Um, so yeah, I just want to modify these ones, and here when I do, well, I need to assign audio effect, volume scale, sound effects dictionary, audio effect, volume scale. What do I need to pass? I need to pass an audio channel and an audio effect. And in the other one, I need to pass an audio channel and an audio clip. Okay. So what I will do is, well, let's first copy these things. So these are my comments of what I want to do. So I can reference what I'm trying to achieve. I can see what my goal is. Okay, add a sound cooldown so the waves don't overlap. And LXMM9 says, hi, what's up, LXMM and MM9? How is it going? How's it going? Um, yeah, so here add a sound cooldown so the waves don't overlap, and maybe put sounds that couldn't be played in queue. Um, let's do the cooldown first. Let's do the cooldown first, and we're going to need to know really what audio clip was being played. So let's see, because it's gonna be easier for the ones that are registered as audio effects. Just the other ones we don't really have like a we don't really have them like registered anyway. It could be anything. So let's see, let's see. I think I'm gonna do the queue first. Okay, so to do the queue, I could have. Well, let's first read what we have. So we have sound effect clips. That's an array of audio clips that we have linked to our sound effects dictionary. And we also have audio sources dictionary, which are we just gets us our audio sources, which are basically our channels. Mm, okay, music clips. So this is for music, but we are not using any music yet. Hmm. Yeah, I'm thinking of how to do the cooldown. I'm gonna first add a header here, header, and this is gonna be for audio or sound effects cooldown. I will have to have a serialized field, private float. This is gonna be our cooldown, and it's gonna be just a number, a decimal number, which is, let's say, yeah, let's call it sound effects cooldown. And I'm gonna make it or start it at 0.1 F. So yeah, sound effects cooldown. Like I said, what I was planning to do initially was just having a cooldown for hmm. You know what I could do? I could just store whatever audio clip and whatever yeah, whatever audio clip I'm playing, I'm gonna have it in the list. when that audio stops playing, I'm gonna get it out of the list. So I'm gonna create a list, and that list, um, well, I could have a dictionary, but not what I want. So it's gonna be a list of what type? It's probably gonna be audio clip, so I can know not only pass an audio effect that I define here. It's not only gonna be one of this, but it could be any type of sound. So header, other, and I want to. Well, I could do a custom class, but I think I can get away with just making a tuple in here. So our tuple is gonna contain. Well, this would be a dictionary. No, I think I'm just gonna do tuple in here is gonna be for audio clip and for basically a time. You know, let's keep the gambling going. Well, I do the japping. Okay, so here I'll do private. I'll do here private list, and these are going to be currently currently playing. How can I call a list of the sound effects are being played right now? Currently playing sound effects. Nepal is say sorry, bro, but I'm addicted to gambling. Yeah, it's gambling. It's encouraged in here, so no need to worry. And Miho, you say, Roman, how does it feel to know one day someone will make a YTP of you? What's a YTP? It's like those kind of edits that are like very silly. Like I edited it to YouTube poop. Is that it? Well, if someone were to make one of those, um, that would be cool. It feels amazing. Okay, so private list, audio clip, floats. Okay. Currently playing sound effects on. Let's just initialize this. It's gonna be new, and I'm just gonna do the new way of doing the initialization of lists. Yeah, you got it. YouTube poop. The pinnacle of fame. Well, I guess it's great. Famous or not, it would be great anyway. Okay, so currently playing sound effects. Now we need to go in here, and before doing all the real playing, we need to check in here. So if we'll need to do a for, well, we need to do a for. Mm, no, I think I'm gonna do a dictionary because there are not a because I want to access this on O of n and not have to filter through the whole thing. So let's do a dictionary. Let's do a dictionary. And the only thing that I can always have with me is going to be the audio clip. That's going to be what repeats always. So dictionary of type. I'm going to pass it mm, an audio clip, and I want to get a value, a float. So currently playing sound effects. Okay, now before playing a sound effect, what I want to do is basically say I want to check if the dictionary contains that sound effect first. So if the currently playing sound effects dot contains key, on the key that we want. In this case, for example, is gonna be uh, is gonna be sound effects dictionary, and I want to access it with audio effect, whatever that is. So if that exists in the current in the currently playing sound effects, then I want to do something, and else if that doesn't exist, and Ronak edits says, "What's up, man? What's up? Welcome to the stream. How is it going?" Yeah, so if I don't have it, it's not on the dictionary. I'm just gonna do. I'm just gonna add it to the dictionary before I play it. So in here, let's see. Yeah, I want to do currently playing sound effects that add, and I want to add what? I want to add the sound effects, dictionary, audio effect, and I'm gonna add the current time. And Rona, get it? You say, fine one. What about you? I'm doing pretty fine myself. Very good Monday for me. Just working on the game. You're a first time chatter here, so let me show you what I'm working on, so you can like see what this is about. It's a magic game where you basically are a silly little guy that I'm about to show you, and you have to like basically press Control to get this menu to show up, and then you have like different spells that you can select with some arrow combinations. Like in Helldivers, I don't know if you played it, but yeah. So if I go up, left, left, and up, I get some fire spells that I can use against the enemies that are going to appear in this zone. So when you get into this zone, there are some enemies that are going to appear, and you need to defeat them. And they have like elements and stuff, so you need to try and use like ice spells towards fire enemies, fire spells towards ice enemies, you know? And they have like their statuses that they inflict. And when you beat wave, you are going to be able to basically fire to this thing. Oh, and it's currently throwing errors. I need to fix that. But yeah, the thing that happens after is basically you destroy that core in the middle, and you get another wave. And that's the game right now. And Ronak edits to say, "Damn man, you're literally cooking." Well, thank you, thank you. I'm glad you're liking it. And now we're just fixing something with the audio. Just when you like, for example, you're going to damage multiple enemies at the same time. They each have the same sound effect to like be hit. So you're gonna hear that a little bit distorted or a little bit weird, just because everyone is playing with the same pitch at the same time, the same audio. So yeah, and Brandon is here again. What's up, Brandon? Welcome back to the stream. How is it going? How did it go? The whatever you were doing before. And Brandon, you say, what will the name be? I'm not sure. I don't have a name for the game yet. Currently, it's just Wizard Game, untitled. So yeah, if you have any recommendation, feel free to leave it here. And Miho, you say, ignore Rowan, missing every shot on the cube. No, I didn't miss the shots on the cube. It's it's that it had a problem where it wasn't registering the collisions because of the element opposites. Because of this script, it currently like throws a lot of errors. So I need to take care of this, but now I'm taking care of another thing. Let me close any other script that I'm not really using right now, and let's go to Audio Manager again. And Nepo say I'll come up with something for sure, or Wizard Game TM. Yeah, we'll see about the name. We'll see. And Ronak edit to say, bro, how can I super chat you? Thank you for trying to super chat me. You can't really right now because I need to like have 3,000 hours of watch time total in a year before people can super chat here or become members. So we just need to like wait until we get to the threshold. Oh yeah, I have a coffee. If you want to donate me, the first link I think in the description should be for coffee. So if you want to donate, I'll appreciate it. I'll appreciate it. Yeah. So now let's do this thing. So I added it. So now next time you throw the same spell, um, basically, yeah, next time you throw the same spell, it's gonna be registered in the dictionary. So now let's see what happens if I do have the key. If I have the key, I want to check if the if the currently currently playing sound effects. I want to check the sound effect dictionary and that audio effect. Say run like edit says KK. Let me try. Thank you, appreciate it. Say Nepo on a roll. Yeah, it's getting to the king of gambling title. Okay, currently playing sound effects. So yeah, if we get this part in the dictionary, we want to compare the time. So this is gonna give us a time. Is if the time is less than the mm, well, I need to add like a cooldown. If the time plus the cooldown, and this is gonna be sound effects cooldown, if that is less than the current time, I'm gonna play the sound effect and update the time. Otherwise, I'll like just return. And here, let me. Yeah, I don't know why the chat and the other overlay in there for the alerts doesn't work. I'll need to fix that. But yeah, for now, just let me disable. And Pandy Zombie 2.0 says you can show your game. Yeah, sure. Let me show you here what we have so far. And welcome to the stream, by the way. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so this is the game. You're this little guy, and you need to get into these zones and beat these guys. There aren't many changes from last week to this one, because mainly what I've been doing the previous week, it was just making this not just the pause menu, but the settings menu where you can like change your graphics, sensitivity, whatever. So that took me like 4 days. Um, and Rona Get It says, actually, man, I'm from India. Can I still donate through coffee? I think you should be able to. I think you should be able to. But if it's like a huge hassle, don't worry about it. It's completely okay. I appreciate it anyway. I appreciate the gesture. But if it's like too complicated, don't worry. Don't worry. I appreciate it. Okay, so I press escape. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to this thing. Let's go back to here, and yeah, so when that happens, then I would like to play the thing, basically. And this is gonna be repeated behavior. So yeah, if it's more, I'm just gonna return. Otherwise, I'm just gonna play the sound effect, and here at the last part, I'm just gonna do currently currently playing sound effects. And I want to access the sound effects dictionary with the key of audio effect, and I want to modify the value to be time. So it updates the time. So that should make that there's like a delay before playing the same sound effect. And Ronak edits, Ronak edits, you say, KK man, love your work, keep going. Thank you so much for the kind words, and I will. Okay, so I think that should work. Let's give the sound effects cooldown. Let's make it like larger so we can really tell if this is working or not. Oh, and by the way, this is only going to work for the sound effects that we have registered in here as audio effects, but it's not going to work for the other ones, for example, on spells. The ones that on spells are not really registered, because since there are going to be like hundreds, I don't want to manually register everything. So let's also make the same thing, but for the rest of the audio clips. So what I want to do is here, basically going to copy what I have up there, but the only difference is that I'm not going to use the sound effects dictionary. I'm just going to use the audio clip. So here I want to see, well, does currently playing sound effects contains a key or contains the audio clip that I want to play? If it does, then I want to check if the the currently playing sound effect of key audio clip, correct, of key audio clip, that's gonna return a time plus the sound effect cooldown is more than time. If that's the case, then I want to return, because that would mean, I have found there is a key that corresponds to the audio that I want to play, and if that time plus the cooldown. So let's say I played the sound at time 1 plus 0 1, so 1.1 is more than the current time, which could be, I don't know, 2. If 1.1 is more than 2, I just want to return, because in that case I already played the sound very close to the current time, so I don't want to play it again. I just want to return. Else, or no, else in here, if it's not registered, I just want to register and play it anyway, because if it hasn't been registered, I will just play it. And in here, the same thing. So it's gonna be currently playing sound effects. I'm gonna add a new sound effect, and it's gonna be audio clip, the audio clip in here, and the time, that time. Now, the only thing left to do is add in here at the very last part the currently playing sound effects, the sound effects. Well, I don't need the dictionary. It's just going to be audio clip. The time is going to be time, that time, and it's going to be like not necessary to do this in the case that this is just being registered, but this is going to mainly just cover the sounds that have already been registered. So let's try this out right now, and let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. If I press play, so for example, this I could put a larger cooldown. Let me put a larger cooldown. This is on Audio Manager. So on Audio Manager, the sound effects cooldown is gonna be, let's say, 1 second before you can play the same sound effect. And you see, it works for not only the spells, but for every single sound effect. So yeah, it has a cooldown. Now, what I want to do is like find a real value for this. So I think 1.25 should be. So, or so we just avoid the really big repetition. Because we still want our footsteps, for example, to have sound. And these things, okay. So now if I do, let's throw Magicka data. You see, there are some that don't really sound, like they don't really have sound. What about the Ice Bomb one? Yeah, it's just for avoiding um, the overlapping of multiple sound effects that are the same audio clip and the same pitch. So let me get every single enemy from this wave in the same place, so I can bombard them with an ice bomb, and that way, like that's the test of fire, the last test that we need to do for this, because this is where the main issue comes, where it's easier to like get this issue when you cast it there. Yeah, so I think we are avoiding that right now. We should be good, I think, because as you saw, even though I attacked like multiple enemies, they still didn't all play the hit sound. So I'm gonna, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it at 0.1. So a tenth of a second there. Now let's see what else. What else? I think I can just go in here and do a commit. Let's go in here on GitHub, and yeah, what can we write in here? Or do we also want to have a sounds that overlap, or sounds in a queue? Because I'm not sure. I'm gonna leave that as ideas. Here, if I go here, I'm gonna leave that as ideas for basically audio clips that couldn't be played because of the cooldown are gonna get saved to a list to be played later after a delay. So that's I'm just gonna save it in there as an idea. I'm not sure if I'll actually do this, but it's good to have just there so we can check back on it and see if we really want to add that. And also individual entity cooldown, maybe. I'm gonna leave that there. Also on this part. Yeah. So now I'm gonna make commit in here, So it's gonna be here. What could it be? And it seems very weird to me that Nicked isn't here. Well, I hope he's all right. Um, but yeah, it's very weird to not see Nicked in here because I would expect like at this point I always expect Nick to be one of the first to join, and if he can like be here, he'll say like hi or something. Just so weird. And Napoli say Minecraft is as good as Final Freddy's. I like Final Freddy's. I do like it, but for me, Minecraft has been like a way way more influential or impactful game. At least for me personally, I think that could be the game that I have put most hours in. Minecraft. Say the only reason I said that is because I had a theory that Nick would show up, and it worked. It did it work? Well, the other stream it worked. Okay. Uh, yeah. So it's gonna be audio clips cooldown when the same audio clip. Well, when an audio clip is played, the Nick's online on Discord. I wonder if he will appear. Oh, he's online. Okay, okay. When an when audio clip is played, it will first check if it has been uh, played very recently before recently and only will play if it hasn't. That makes sense for uh, description. So let's push this to origin, and I think that's good. Say Minecraft movie was okay. You're just throwing the bait to get Nick here. Okay, so we have what did I say at the beginning of the stream? Like if we had these two tasks and this one, I think we would be like good for today. But I think oh, and also starting to do the animation. So yeah, but first give me a second. I'm gonna be right back. Hello, I'm back. And Mijo is saying Minecraft is too pixelated. Yeah, that's just straight up bait. Uh okay, so another thing that Nick caught up or that Nick reported is that even though well basically the particles for the projectiles or the spell projectiles are still enabled after like they disappear. And Art is here. Says Yo here for lunch. What's up, Art? Welcome to the stream. How is it going? How's it going, dude? Um, yeah, let's see. So I have to make sure that they are disabled, and I don't know which ones get uh uh, like basically stay or not enabled. So let me throw a little bit of spells here and figure out what those are. So if I press, oh, by the way, uh, yeah. So Art, since you just joined today, I did this awesome pause menu, and the settings menu is working. So yeah, that's it. Okay. So let's see. In here we have magic impact particle. Okay, I think it's every single particle that basically should disable, or it's like every single impact particle. So it looks solid. Thanks, appreciate it. So how did Valheim go or went on the weekend? I was going to play on Sunday, but dude, you know what I did on the weekend? Like I did absolutely nothing. I just played Dofus with my brother, and on Sunday I played more Dofus and like then went out with my family, so I didn't have the chance to like join. Yeah, we didn't get to play on Sunday, but I'm gonna lock in sometime for this weekend so we can play. So tell me either Saturday or Sunday, which day is better for you, so we can like play. I'll lock it in. And okay, so here lifetime disables on death. Well, this should have the that marked as true. Let's see what's happening on spell, because that's where the instantiation it's called, or well, not really. It's called on projectiles manager, I think. Let's see. Yeah, particles manager. Ground grass, fire grass. Yeah, let's go into the particles manager. Go to definition, and let's see what's happening in here. That doesn't let me use or reuse the already instantiated particles. And Art, you say Saturday. We can try. Depends on what the team throws at us. Okay, okay. You tell me, and I'll lock in Saturday. So yeah, I can always do. Oh, I also tried repo. I played like 2 hours of repo on Saturday, but yeah, I'll lock in Saturday, and I can play like from 2 p.m. my time to 6 p.m. my time, like basically the same schedule I stream in. You can figure out the times with that schedule. But I think I'm 3 hours. Um, yeah, 3 hours after you. So yeah, I say Art, a bunch of little issues to fix, but getting things down to just those two bugs is huge. Say no rush, dude. I only want to show you the port we made. It's sick. Yeah, I saw the image that you sent. It looks very very cool. Um, okay. So in here, let's go into spell. Let's go into spell because I think the only thing I'm doing in spell is basically calling the instantiation. But I think the problem is that they're straight up just not getting disabled. And that could be also because of the lifetime script that I have on there. So let's check that up. Should be on where should that be? Let me search lifetime. Lifetime. Okay, so I'm just going to close anything that's not related to this. This is not related. Audio manager is not related. So it should be in any of these three scripts. And I to say, if you are pulling them across scenes or on a parent in Don't Destroy Unload, you need to broadcast disable for them. No, I'm just using just one scene. So I think the problem is that I'm not disabling it correctly, I think. That's the problem. Because if I were to disable them correctly, I think the pulling would take care of itself. And Sky007 says, are you the strongest because you're Goyo Satoru? Or you are Goyo Satoru because you're the strongest? Uh, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I I don't know. But hello, Sky. Hello. And I to say, or you could use the puller I sent you and not have those problems. I think if I use the puller you sent me, I would still have the problems because it's not getting disabled. Yeah, it's not getting. They're not getting disabled. And you know me. I like to do my own stuff anyway, and because it was working, it's working for everything else. It's just this. And Miho say we somehow only now realize we need a down for maintenance screen because we were missing with the database order and stuff today. Oh, well, at least you know now. At least you know now. Okay, so here, let's check lifetime. Let's check lifetime. If Roman used artist puller, he'd not understand a thing. Yeah, I think it would be way easier for me to read my own code rather than arts. Although arts it's cleaner, like more like general. And Sky007 says, "Are you cracked?" If you're talking about like cracked in the sense of being a cracked programmer, of course. No, but I'm not sure what you're talking about. Okay, so here, let's see on lifetime. Let's see on lifetime. If disables on death and lifetime set, maybe it's a lifetime set. And Sky said, yeah, code. Um, well, I'm all right. I'm a programmer. And I just say, I think he's asking you if you sell. No, I don't sell. Okay, so in here, let's see. Let's see. Script controls lifetime. And you say lifetimes remind me of my Rust PTSD. Oh, you're using Rust? You're a true connoisseur. So what do you do? What are you into? Like web dev? Or yeah, what do you develop, Sky? And Bacon Eater player says game look good. Do you do any online courses? Like if I have courses? No, I don't have courses. I don't have courses. Maybe someday I will teach what I know. Yeah, these streams are my online course. Well, you can see like exactly what I'm doing like live. Uh but yeah, I guess I could do like in the future maybe courses where I like structure things. more clearly. And I think it would be like a good course because I'm not the smartest guy ever. So I when I understand something, I understand it like very basically, or I can like yeah, I understand it very basically, so it's easier for me to explain it. Although I'm not like the best, I'm not a master coder yet. Or okay, yeah. So life timer, is gonna be this. I'm like okay. So I have a set lifetime if disables on death. Roman skill chair, you and me one day. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? And Nepo say I took a few courses from Game Plus Games. And were they good? And Arthur say, how you know you're talking to a Rust programmer? Jet black shoulder length hair, black nail polish, black black under eyes, crawling in my skin is on loop. And Sky, you say, most of the time goes into security tooling, specifically regarding offensive security. But main work is product application security. Cool, very cool. So when did you start it? Okay, so here lifetimer, and they were good. Nipple. Lifetimer equals lifetime. Okay. Game object that set active false. A lifetime set equals false. Okay. Mm, yeah, but I'm disabled. Oh yeah, that's a very silly mistake here because I'm disabling the object before I finish doing the rest of what goes in the function. So very silly. I just changed this line from 31 to 32. Um, let's try it now. Just if that's the mistake, it was a very silly mistake. I'll probably say yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. Were they Unity related or like generally like just game dev? And Sky, you say, what do you do for a living? Is this for hobby? Anyways, the code looks neat. This is well, I was studying game dev in university and I dropped out. I dropped out of university to make this independently, and I'm trying to make this work independently. So basically, I'm unemployed. That's it. um, okay, let's see. If I cast the spells now, let me see if the particles are. Well, they should be gone after some seconds. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Magic three particles. Yeah, these tables on death. Yeah, but they're still there. They're still there. And if I go to this part here, yeah, like it's just staying there. It doesn't disable. So it's not just that problem, but that was a part of the problem, I think, because this was never, yeah, this was never going to run. So let's see if disables on death and a lifetime set, or script controls lifetime, which is another thing that could happen. Let's see. Because here in Particles Manager, what do? I have one for instantiating the particles. Yeah, but that's for initialization. Then I have like use particle. And here, when I use a particle, basically what I do is I get a new particle, and yeah, if that particle is not null, then I set the position and I activate it. And I guess what could happen, I guess what could happen or what could be happening is none of my spells are enabled on start. And I just remember that because well they were basically annoying to have. Like I have to instantiate like I don't know a lot of them before to put them on the pool, and when they are on the pool I didn't disable them, so I preferred they would be disabled game objects, and I think that's why it's throwing me an error because that they are not starting properly. And there are to say a good C# project can run with 0.03 ms peaks outside of web calls. A good Rust project will run at 0.02 ms. Rust programmers will flex that in the most shady ways, like humble silence flex. They are the first ones to remind you of it. Um, I don't want to get into that discussion. I think well, I haven't tried to code in Rust myself, so I really can't say anything about Rust. Uh, but I know about the discussion. And it not only happens with Rust. I think like C++ say that to C# developers. C# developers say that to whatever is like higher level programming. So I can tell you're capable of smiling. Yeah, that is a good recapitulation of the whole discussion. I can smile, so I don't want to get into that. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Because if I go into the spells, I have a folder with the spells. Yeah, here, for example, this is the fireball. You know, this is the fireball. Let me make this bigger so you can see. There's nothing because it's disabled, and it's not a problem in the sense of well, it wasn't throwing errors, and it does initialize. Well, it does initialize, just it's not initializing correctly because I think what I need in here is just having this object really enabled. So let's see what happens if I just enable all of my spells. Let's do fireball, ice bomb projectile. Yeah, these ones, let's just make them enabled at the beginning. And let me go in here. This thing. Oh, by the way, dude, I don't know why, but this thing keeps throwing me errors. I think I'm so tired of this that I'm just going to go with scriptable objects, and I'm not going to use the element opposites script. I think because I thought this would not throw errors. Like, why is it throwing errors? I don't know. But I'm just gonna go with the simpler approach that you recommended me when I was doing this, but I didn't take because I thought this would not throw errors. Because scriptable objects, it's not the approach that I wanted to take in here, but I will have to take it anyway. I to say also next week I'm going to work on making a scriptable object based combinator system. Made a scriptable object based event system. So combinator system in what sense? Combining what? Let's see. Let's press play again. Okay, I'm gonna throw a lot of spells around here, and I want to see if they are still enabled. Let's see. Yeah, they're still enabled. Still enabled. I think it's on the lifetime. On the lifetime thingy. And Miho say it sounds like you're making some puzzle game or something. And I just say and or is not combining effect conditions from so plus 2 herbology when your HP is below 50% and it's raining on a Sunday. So for combining like different states or like different um things that are affecting your whatever your spells, your HP. Is that what you're talking about? Let's see. So I don't need to have these things uh enabled. Let's make them disabled again. Now that was for spells, but I have our particles somewhere else. So our particles are in here, spells, lifetime. Yeah, they start enabled. Enemy death particles, firegrass environment. Yeah, it's everything's spell related, I think. Magic impact particle. Because all of this just disable on death. Yeah, lifetime. Healing spell particle. Yeah, this disables on death. Fireball impact particle. Then this disables on death. Mana regen particles. Okay, let's go into game and let's see if fireball. Let's see the fireball impact particle. Yeah, it's still there. Still there. I think I'm gonna like rewrite the thing because I don't know what's happening there. Or like reread the whole thing. Then we throw that into a broker visitor system. And so you pick a plant and it reads off the heap your herbology. Internally, it will validate the modifiers on herbology. Oh, so it's just for herbology? Just part of the herbology like system on your game? Okay, let's see. Let's read a lifetime. So script controls lifetime. What controls what is that? Because I have, well, this is a serialized field private pool. Let's go into a particle. Disables on death. Script controls lifetime. If script controls lifetime, disables on death. If disables on death, lifetimer equal lifetime. Mm, okay, then I'll say in here, script controls lifetime. Script controls lifetime, and what else? This too. Maybe I forgot to enable those. That's the only problem. No, still no. And hard to say, the call should be something like roll equal base roll result plus modifiers dot pull action dot herbalism. Base roll result plus modifiers pull. And hard to say if I want to gain a success bonus from my stats related to the action of herbalism, which may include intelligence, dexterity, herbology, etc. Um, so all of those are going to be like also interacting with your herbology, right? And okay, script controls lifetime. Let's see what I have here because I have a reset here, and I'm not sure where I'm calling it. I'm calling it on spell lifetime script that reset. Why am I calling it here? Lifetime script that reset. But why is it on? Why is it on here? Lifetime script set lifetime. Well, this is part of the spell. I don't really understand what I'm doing here. I think I what was I thinking? Because I have the particles manager and I have the spells manager, so they are separated in the managers, but they are not separated into like in the prefabs or in the spells. I need sleep. I need sleep. That's what I need. Because that's what you do when you don't rest well. Let's see. Let's see. Let me open the spells manager. Let's see what happens there. I think I'm probably gonna remake those parts because they are not making any sense. And mi Jose, is Arte reinventing D&D or something? Well, it's like all the skill based things or combinations of skills come from D&D, so or at least like the base thing comes from D&D, so I don't know. RTSA, the point is within that modifier lookup for that action, we can then do broker, that pull, stat intelligence, and others, returning the formula's result. The thing is, all of this is based on the heap, so we can construct them when you start the game. But the information you can derive from them is dynamic. I think I understood like 60% of what you said. Uh, but like the main thing, and correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, like the main thing is, uh, yeah, you're constructing them. So you're storing the constructors or the way you handle a data on the heap, but then things that can be that are going to be combined and need to change are going to be just dynamic and like on the stack. Is that it? Because I understood like 60%. And Nepal say Lion's Mane and Kappa Kappa will cure my HTT. What's Kappa Kappa? Because I know Lion's Mane is a type of mushroom, but I know about Kappa Kappa. It's a root, no way. Okay, yeah. And what does it do? Like, or what do they do really for ADHD? And I just say so you can pick a plant and has the modifiers mentioned before is referencing the exact same struct on Bob would, but they would get totally different results. Yeah, so depending on all the other stats, right? On uh, on the other stuff. Yeah, Bob would. And Nepal, right say it was open world. And it was raining where Joe was, but not where Bob was. Yeah, so those things are like what bring the dynamism into the that system then. And Nepal is a releases anxiety. Kava Kava and Lion's Mane clears brain fog and helps with cognitive function. That's great. I didn't know. I didn't know. Well, about Lion's Mane, I kinda knew. Like I saw some like videos and documentaries and stuff. Uh, but I wasn't like even aware about Kava Kava. That sounds cool. Sounds cool. So when you have progress in that, like DM me because I want to see how that looks in game. And Nepal is saying mushrooms will free me from big pharma. Well, I hope so. I hope so. Okay, so here let's do the initialize spell. So what do I do in here? Well, I do the yeah, the spells are not the problem. The thing is, why do they spells have like a lifetime script for something I don't understand? And I do the set lifetime. Spell data lifetime. Okay, I kinda know why now. Yeah, I think I know why now. I think it's because well, why can't I have this going on in the so basically what I did here, and now I understand why I was doing this. Why I was doing this is basically uh, on the spell when the spell enables itself. I basically have the spell data in there, so I'm getting the lifetime script from the particles, and I'm setting that lifetime to in the particles. But I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that. I think I can just have the spell data there too. Why not? I can just assign the spell data to the particles. Okay, so set lifetime. Where is set lifetime? Set lifetime is on another thing. And why? Well, do I have a lifetime in here too? Yeah, I think I do. On the spell itself. So let me go to a simple spell, Fireball. On Fireball, I have a lifetime. Let me make it. Let me put it in here. Yeah, lifetime there. Disables on death. Mm, yeah, so this is nothing related to the actual to the particle. Let's see, on collision particles, instantiate. And Jaden Greenwald says, "Bro, what's up, Jaden? Welcome to the stream. How is it going?" Uh, so let's see. So I'm a little bit confused still. Uh, let's see. On trigger, enter. Okay, I'm gonna put the lifetime to reset, and I'm gonna set active false. Okay, okay. Now spells manager, particles manager, because all the spells manager do is getting the disabled ones here on get particle. And basically like just filters. Okay, if there's a disabled one that's already there, that's already alive, I'm gonna pass it. Otherwise, I'm gonna create a new one and add it to the list. Um, there's nothing wrong there. The problem comes from lifetime, I think. So set lifetime. Okay, disable some depth. Let me read all of this because I. Okay, tooltip. If the variable is true, it means the disabling or destruction of the object will automatically be set according to the variables indicated before. Okay, okay. I get it, I get it. So then, according to that logic, well, the lifetime is gonna be here. Lifetimer. And here on start script controls lifetime, disables on death, lifetimer equals lifetime. Okay. And on update, I'll do disables on death and lifetime set. Well, we just have to set the lifetime. And I think I'm not setting the lifetime anywhere. Disables on death. Set or script controls lifetime. Okay. Mihoisai, wait till the farmers confiscate the mushrooms. I think that's like the main plot of I don't know if you have seen it, but it's let me recall the name. It was very recent like new series called oh I don't remember. But the plot of the thing is there's a guy that basically find a mushroom that can like basically cure whatever issue you have or whatever illness, whatever um yeah, whatever thing, like basically can revive that stuff even. And the thing is the government is trying to get him and big pharma is trying to get him and it's not they're not allowing him to like share what this mushroom is with anyone or like yeah they're trying to silence him because if that mushroom can be cultivated it's gonna basically destroy big pharma because there's not going to be any need for anything but that mushroom but I don't remember the name. I don't remember the name. If I remember it I'm gonna tell you but I don't remember. Oh, I think it's called something side effects. Okay. I'm gonna look it up after. Look it up after, and probably gonna put it on Discord. Probably gonna put it on Discord. Okay. So in here, lifetime set. Yeah. So disables on death. If it disables on death, and lifetime set. Lifetime set. Yeah, but I think what's avoiding or what's not allowing this to be disabled is the lifetime set thingy. So I'll need to call it somewhere and set lifetime. Yeah. Okay. So if I go to the particles manager and I go to get particle, yeah, I get the particle, I add it to the list, and now I need to know what the time for this particle to be alive is. Or just basically let me see if I just get this here. It's gonna be basically particle. What's this? Particle system prefab. Yeah. Particle. But what I want to get from here is not the particle. Or is it? what is this? Particle system. Particle system. It's going to be new particle equals this basically. And then I'm just going to use new particle. And what's the problem with this? Oh yeah, particle, like this. In here, I want to grab the new particle. And I want to get the component, get component of lifetime. And I want to set lifetime to, well, what do I need to set? I need to set a float. And here, what do I have? Do I have the related? It would be nice to have the the spell data lifetime. You know what? I'm gonna do just 2 seconds or 1.5 seconds here, just because I want to try if this will solve our issue, because I think this will. And I also need to go in here and where I have our particles. This is not going to be controlled by the script. Not going to be controlled by the script. Fireball, healing spell particle. Ice bomb, ice particle. Okay. Script controls lifetime. No. Magic be import. Yeah, this doesn't. It's not controlled by lifetime. What else? That's it. Now let's try. Let's try this. So. Wow, still there. Still there, but how long will they be there? Because here at lifetime, I would like to expose some of the. Yeah, let's go into debug mode. And lifetimer. Okay, lifetimer, like lifetimer, it's not set, and lifetime set is set to false, basically. So this is for getting a new particle, but I also need to call that here then. Use status particle, no, use particle. But it's gonna be on initialization. So here, instantiate particles, yeah, whatever. Initial particle count. And when I go in here, let's see, new particle, instantiate. Yeah, okay, so now I can get new particle, dot get component particle equals. I want to get a lifetime, and I want to set the lifetime, and I'm just going to do 1.5 just because I'm just trying the values, or I'm just trying to see if this is what is taking care of that. So we would need to wait 1.5 seconds. Okay, yeah, this is not working at all. This is not working at all. Um, because I think this is only working for the status particles, and it makes sense for the status particles, but not for these ones. Mm, landing zone is not presentation. And I have another error now. Okay, kinematic character motor, program. Why all of these errors now? Hmm. Uh, I'm inclined to just delete lifetime and make it again, like the whole script, so I can find everywhere that where I'm using that. Because I know this set lifetime works for status particles very well, but for the rest of the stuff, doesn't really work that well. Mm, let's see. This thing again. Let's save, and I'm getting like a unrecognized key in a dictionary. Yeah, key not found exception. The given key landing smoke was not present in the dictionary. So what? Why is that? Instantiate particles, particle system prefabs. Okay, so what have I changed in here since the last commit? Let's roll. Let's roll the changes back. Like discard everything. Discard all the changes. Let's make it rebuild. Okay. Now if we press play, yeah, we're not getting those errors, but we still have the issue with the particles not disappearing. And Nicked, you're here. You say I have appeared. What's up, Nicked? Welcome to stream. How is it going? Yeah, I was but worried for a second because you always are here. So yeah, but hello, welcome. So what have you been up to, Nick? Okay, so here script lifetime. You have a script with lifetime. And you say it makes sense. I'm kind of addicted to SCP SL. See, already messages for review. Nice. Um. Okay, so that's what you were doing. Nice. Yeah, addicted to SCCPSL. And Mijo always say the chance worked. Yeah, the Nepal and Mijo were like basically throwing bait at you, so you would appear. Okay, so script. I have a lifetime, and lifetime is set to 5, and lifetimer. Well, why do I have a reference to the script if I'm on the script? Let's open lifetime. Oh, and by the way, let me tell you what we have done so far for today. Because on the weekend I did absolutely nothing. So we did the pause menu here. It's very basic, just resume, settings, and quit. And you can go to settings. You can go to whatever. Well, this is what's already done. You can press escape and escape again, or just resume. And the quit button also works, but it only works on build. And Game Dev Gary is here too. What's up, Game Dev Gary? Welcome to the stream. Nick, you say I can tell I was playing the SCPs and losing horribly with a friend. That's nice. Haven't tried it. I haven't tried the game myself. Oh, right. So an item with the same key has already been added. Key none. Where? Maybe this is throwing me errors because mm, maybe it's just normal. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm overwriting the name of something, and this element that normal. No B. If I go well, where is this being defined? Go to definition, normal, like this. Let's see. So I'm gonna put this back to normal. Let's go in here and pause the game. And where are the utils? So this is for direction and element, fire, ice, electricity. So these are, or this should be the default. Normal should be the default. Okay, so let's see if I go into the map where some wave managers, entity spawner, spawn position holder, environment element, none, fire, no OP, OPP, none, normal. And why if I change this here, it's no OPP, normal, fire, ice, and electricity. Why is that still not like reflected? Compiler errors. Entity element that normal. That's it. Status effect. Okay. Okay. And normal. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Need you say since there is a normal element, where's the weird one? I know I'm just trying to change the. I'm probably gonna change it back to empty. Uh, or just because I thought maybe the problem I was getting with that thing is that since I was using none, maybe I'm overwriting something in the dictionary that's also called none. So that's why I wanted to try this. And no errors being thrown yet. Yeah, because that what's another word for none? Like you don't have anything in there. There's no status. There's no effect. I guess empty makes sense too. And I was getting a bunch of errors from there. And well, currently I'm trying to just fix the problem where the status particles stay alive, and they shouldn't. Update changed normal enemy to be boring enemy. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, every enemy but the normal one is weird. Yeah, fair. Um, yeah, so as you can see, these particles are getting disabled. It's just the other ones. Let's see what I have in there. Lifetime, magic particle, beam. Mm, okay. This is not even a particle system. I have a lot of weird stuff happening with the particles that I didn't know I had happening. Um, First of all, how am I getting particle systems from here, from like the base of magic P impact particle, if this is not even a particle system? This doesn't have a component of particle system. I don't know why this is working in the first place now. And that one guy is here and says, "Okay, so I'm done with school right now. Thank God it's only on Mondays." Well, good stuff. Good stuff. And you only have to go on Monday, so that's very cool. And game theory, you say particles? Yes, I'm dealing with particles. So for example, if I go into this particle, I have like multiple particle systems. But I really don't have a like the object that holds every single particle that makes the whole effect of the particle is not a particle system, and I have a list of particle systems. So that's very weird. Yeah, Battle Royale Town. Yeah, I'll see. We could do a Battle Royale. Why not? Battle Royale. Super 200. Um, yeah, let me figure that out. Let me figure that out. Just if I go not in the Wave Manager, and I'm gonna call in here, it's gonna be um fire ice. This is gonna be because I could just call it no. What is a synonym of none or empty? And that one guy says school was boring. Socializing while I'm tired is not ideal. I get it. And Game Dev Gary say, was it just a one-off particle effect or all of them? It's only the impact particles. Only the impact particles are not getting disabled. So the way I have my object puller working is when they are disabled, I can use them again. But I can't disable them because I can't access them, I think. Or I'm accessing them incorrectly. Game Dev Gary won the battle royale. Uh, cool stuff, cool stuff. So okay, let's see if some synonyms of none, but I have to see this. Non, nothing, scarcely. Well, it could be nothing, nothing. Because none, it seemed to be throwing errors. Errors, no, I'm not sure why. I think because it overrides something internally on the dictionary, maybe. That one guy say, what about void? Yeah, I thought about void too, but what if you want to have like a void element? Noise, that's a good one. And Game Dev Gary say, can you make the impact particle register itself to, I don't know, particle manager when it spawns? Well, yeah, the particle manager knows which particles are enabled. Um, so I think the problem is both on the particle and the particle manager. I need to figure that out because yeah, what you say makes sense, but I think I was doing something similar, but I really wasn't. Yeah, let's call this just for now. mm, Nothing. That's gonna stay like that. Nothing. So here, nothing. No opposition. Status effect element. Nothing. That's the base. Because I don't know if I will add a void element, but if in case I wanted to, I want to keep my options open. Say name it whatever the word of for nothing is in Spanish. But I want to keep the things clean like that, and things should make more sense because I could put like nada, and nada is nothing in Spanish, but nah. Okay, let's close this. Innomules. I think now it should stop throwing errors. I hope it does. Otherwise, I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably switch that to uh, scriptable object. And that one guy say no noid. Oh no noid. It would have. It does for a cool name though. What element is that? Nada. Okay, so yeah, the thing is lifetime. But what's the problem with this script? Okay, let's read it one more time. Let's read it one more time and figure out what's happening. Okay, on start when this gets yeah, basically on start the first time it's gonna do if this script if the script itself controls the lifetime, I'm gonna do this. Basically putting the lifetimer and whatever. Uh, lifetimer equal lifetime. I think the problem could be on update too. And that one guy is like geometry dash level Noid would be fire. Is there a geometry dash level that's called Noid? And Miho is like, if only Discord emojis were here. Yeah, I wish. And that one guy is like, I also have 50 hours in 17 days of in wow in geometry dash. That's a lot of time. Okay, disables on death. Let's see. Let's imagine how will this work. This is false. This is false. Script controls lifetime is not true. So this is the only option for this to run. If lifetime set, like I need to set the lifetime, and disables on death. So this is more for, I guess, for status particles. Let's see where I'm using this. Spells. Let's see. Lifetime script. Reset. And what does this do? Spell. For the spell. No, not reset, but set lifetime. Where? Here, spells. It's only happening here on the spell itself. Set lifetime. Why would I have this? I think that's a question you could ask, and I could ask myself. I'm not gonna have it. Not gonna have it. This is gonna throw an error here. And more than setting the lifetime in here, the problem is why am I checking for this? I'm gonna keep that, but what I want to change in here is basically this lifetime set. I'm just gonna comment that, and I'm gonna comment that in here. I'm not going to use it in here, and not gonna use it in here. So maybe that's for when spells start. Let's see, because now lifetime is drawing me an error in here. Lifetime set is false. Okay, and here not gonna have that. Not gonna have that because this is for when spells start. Make you say the gambling addiction is real. A jackpot is no longer enough. The betting has gone very far from when it started. Now let's see. So now that I don't have this, what type of problems will I get? Will this get me any problems? Is what I. Okay, yeah, this is nothing here. Yeah, I'm 3 now. Wow. Okay, so this not really calling the impact particles. Yeah, not calling the impact particles, so that's a problem. Let's go into the spell. When, okay, if spell data is impact spell, lifetime street that reset. Mm, dude, I don't know why I have on collision particles here. Well, I guess I think it was because I didn't want to put particles for everything. So the impact particles are separate from the normal particles, and I'm not using them, and I don't have a polling system for them. That's it. And need to say, unfortunately, I have to stuff to do. I'll be sitting around listening. If someone needs me, make Roman sing banana. Okay. Well, have I hope you have fun doing the stuff that you have to do. I hope it's not a very boring task. But anyway, we'll be seeing you later, and take care. Bye bye. Okay, so yeah, that's a problem probably. So let's just take care, or let's just make the particles manager take care of all the particles. Purpose of uh what's the purpose of having a particles manager if we're gonna handle them outside of it? So let's do that. Let's see. Particles manager. I'm gonna get this outside of the spell, enemy spell on collision particles. Yeah, this is no longer going to be a game object, but it's gonna be. Need to say, if it was boring, I would put it off till next year. Stuff to do around the house, and I don't want to listen to music. Okay, okay. Yeah, today is the jackpot day. Everyone should be gambling. Uh, okay, so is enemy spell? Yeah, that's another thing. On collision particles. Let's see. On collision particles. I'm just gonna turn this into a particle. Let's see. What is this? On particles manager is gonna be particles manager particle types. Manager dot particle types. And I could also have like a separate thing specifying impact particles. So here, public enum impact particles. And it's gonna be one for free status. Use status particle. Let's do this. Close. Why is this like this? Um, so I have one use particle, particle type, and I have another for status particle, the element type I have to assign, and status spec type to particle type. Okay, get particle. Mm, yeah. So I'm gonna do a separate list for impact particles. Let's do this. Particle system prefabs. What I want to get is not the particle system prefabs. What I want to get is just uh, serialized field, private. It's gonna be game object, impact particles, particles prefabs, and here private. Oh, it's gonna be serialized field, and here private dictionary, and the type is gonna be not particle types, but it's gonna be impact particles list. In the list of it's gonna return a list of particle system. Yeah, it's gonna return a list of game object. And here I'll do um, impact particles dict equals new. And Mijo will say, all right, bye everyone, I'm gonna leave. Okay, Mijo, thank you for joining, and I'll see you next time. Take care, sleep well, rest well, and yeah, I'll see you. Bye bye. Okay, impact particles dictionary. Okay, yeah, let's try that. Let's try that. I'm gonna try this thing, and I just hope it works. Spell instantiate. Yeah, this thing, it's no longer going to be this way. Or I'm gonna keep it here as a reminder, just as a reminder. Let's see, spells manager. Uh, here particles manager. Yeah, impact particles dictionary. Particle types. Okay, so for impact particles, I will have. Well, the problem with this approach is that I basically need I basically need for every single projectile that I have, I need to specify the particle in here to then call it. Mm, not sure about that because I could have potentially hundreds of them. Because for the other particles, it's all right. You know, let me. I'm just going to save here, and I'm going to go into GitHub. Uh, yeah, I'm going to here discard all changes. So what else do we have for today? Because I think I should probably take some time to like actually figure out what I'll do in there. Projectile particles stay active and don't get objectful. Yeah, you know what? I actually need time to figure out that. And I know it's like 3 hours and 20 minutes almost. So I think I'm gonna end it early today. I think I'm gonna end it early today because that was like the last couple of tasks that I have. So you know what I'll do? I'll end it here. I'm going to take a little break and then keep working off stream. So tomorrow I can tell you how I handle this, and we can move on to something that it's a little bit more interesting, more dynamic. Because probably this is gonna be like me, uh, or if I were to be on stream, this is gonna be like me just uh, being stuck in this for a while, figuring out what to do, how to handle this, and whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it here, and we'll let you know tomorrow. We'll let you know tomorrow what the path I took to solve this is, and we're gonna continue with something a little bit more interesting, a little bit more dynamic. So thank you for watching. Really, really appreciate it, and bye bye. Take care, guys. Uh, See ya. Bye bye, Game the Gary. I don't know if Nick, you're hearing this in the background, but bye bye to you too. Bye bye. And I don't know if Nepal is here too, but bye bye. Well, bye bye to everyone that's here.